Welcome to Side Roads. I'm Carlos, and this is a 2025 Nissan Rogue. The car for this video has been kindly provided by the team at Covered Nissan. The 2025 Nissan Rogue. It is a compact SUV, which is in one of the most competitive segments there are. I would say the compact and the subcompact. There are so many options. This is, I believe, the best selling vehicle from the Nissan lineup, and this one has been out for a while, and this is the 2025 latest update on this car, which has mostly some exterior tweaks, and in the interior we will be talking about too. There are some additions, interesting additions here. So the Rogue comes with a 1.5 3-cylinder turbo engine that produces 201 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque. Those are very good numbers for the segment. I will say this puts this car more or less at the top in terms of horsepower and torque. Yes, it's a small engine. There are 3 cylinders. People, this is something that is difficult to hear, but I can tell you, driving this car, you will never notice that this is a smaller engine, different than any other in the class, or there is something weird about it or anything. It's really well put together on this car. It is paired with a CVT transmission. Is not my favorite type of transmission, but they have been getting better and better with the years, and Nissan has been using CVTs for a long time now, so they know what they are doing with these transmissions. So again, another case here where you will not notice or feel or suffer by it because the transmission just feels nice. And with the turbo engine, the combination, the transmission tries to make the most out of the engine, and the engine works well with the transmission, so it's good. The Rogue come in all-wheel drive only for Canada, but in the US you can have both front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The Nissan Rogue competes with cars like the Toyota RAV4, the Honda CR-V, the Hyundai Tucson, and the Mazda CX-5, among many others. So I just have chosen those randomly, so it's good. You will find something. If you are in this segment looking for a car, you will find plenty of options. I have reviewed a few already on this segment, so watch those videos. I have the CX-5 and the Chevrolet Equinox, for example. Some of the standard safety features for the Rogue are things like intelligent emergency braking with pedestrian detection, rear automatic braking, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, lane departure warning, intelligent forward collision warning system, and intelligent driver alertness. Fuel efficiency for the Rogue is 8.4 liters per 100 kilometers city and 6.7 liters per 100 kilometers highway, which is 28 mpg city and 35 mpg highway. Price for the Rogue starts in Canada around 36,000 Canadian dollars. The top trim comes around 47,000 Canadian dollars. In the US, the base price starts around 29,000 US dollars, and the top trim comes around 40,000 US dollars. I am driving the SL trim, which in Canada is around the 45,000 Canadian dollars, and in the US around 37,000 US dollars. The 2025 Nissan Rogue interior. This is another area where this Rogue score points. It is really nice in here. So the materials, for the most part, are soft touch and they look and feel nice. This part, for example, is like leather wrap and is soft and cushy and have this contrast stitch in here, and the doors has this material as well, and the touch points are comfortable and good for the glass. I like it, and it looks good. It looks premium, it looks modern, it looks up to date. I really like it. I also like a lot the steering wheel and the design of the steering wheel. Of course, it's leather wrapped and heated. The front seats are heated, as well as the passenger or the back seats. So all that is good and very competitive for the class. So I have dual climate control, so the passenger and the driver can have their own temperature. It has a 12.3 inches digital display on this SL, and the platinum trims, I believe, is optional in some other trims, but the regular gauge cluster is also really good because it has analog on the side and a center 7 inches or so screen that includes and shows a lot of information, and this is really nice and really clear to see. I like the design, so it's all good here. Also has this 12.3 inches infotainment system. This is also depending on the trim. You see in the SL and the Platinum, and I think in the other has a smaller screen or is optional too. So depending on how much you want to spend and what features do you really like or want in your car. It's really easy to use. The icons are big enough, I will say. It's clear, it looks good, it responds reasonably. So I like this, and I like the size too. I've seen huge screens that are not proportioned to the dashboard. I think this is properly designed, so I like it. And it has some minimal hard buttons here, including a volume knob, which everybody prefers, so that's good. Electronic shifter here, done very well in my opinion, so it moves back and forth similar to a regular shifter. The parking is a button instead of a function, but it's okay. It looks nice, it's nice on your hands, it's really well positioned, and the functionality is pretty similar to what we are used to, so I like that. 2 cup holders. The center console opens to the 2 sides here, so you can open one or the other depending on who is using it. Is decent space here, not huge but also not small. The glove box is on the average size, I will say. The door pockets are really big, so a bigger bottle will fit here with no issues, so that's good. The seats, by the way, are leather, and this model has black interior, but I think you can have in different colors, and I'm sure in the Platinum you can have different color options. In this model, I believe so. I may confirm that in the video. This panoramic sunroof, that is always good to have, and a pretty decent sounding sound system. The driver's seat is powered and has memory settings, and of course the windows are powered, but the driver window is one touch up and down. You know that I love that feature. I prefer in all windows, but at least mine, that's what I really need. The center console here has this material here. It's not piano black, it is black, but it has a little bit of texture, so it looks nicer and it looks that it will hold or fight scratches better than regular piano black. And there is a little bit here, but this is an area that is only, it shouldn't be for touching, so it's good. It looks okay, and manufacturers are moving away from piano black, but there is plenty that are still offering that, including in luxury brands. So it's all good, it looks good, it is well designed, it's comfortable, it's functional. This is a very good cabin. I fit behind myself based on my driving positions, no issue, and it's very spacious back there. I will say above average, and the trunk is also big enough for the glass, and it's also very practical, and it has a divider that is a Nissan system that you can better utilize the space, especially if you have smaller things or you don't want stuff moving or rolling around in your trunk. So that's pretty smart and pretty good. So this is a very good, very competitive, very nicely looking and well put together interior for the Rogue. So how is to drive the Nissan Rogue? It's really nice. As I was saying before, this combination of the engine with the transmission is working really well. I like it. It's very responsive. This little turbo feels as powerful as any other offering in this class, so that's really good. By the way, this 1.5 turbo is somehow recent in the Rogue, but it's working here. I mean, it's very torquey, and of course it moves the car with no issue. The suspension is on the firm side, I will say, but it has this streak. It is really good absorbing all the imperfections from the road, so it gives you a sensation of softness and comfort, but it's truly not that soft. It's not floaty at all, so it inspires a little bit of confidence, and it feels planted, but it's really comfortable. And adding to the comfort side, these seats are crazy comfortable, which, you know, for daily driving and even for long drives, that's a pretty important part of a car and the driving experience too. So 0.4 or 2 Nissan for that. The steering weight is not too soft, not too heavy. I wouldn't call it sporty and I wouldn't call it heavy, but it's again like the suspension, comfortable, with some level of feedback and some level of feeling of control of the car, and the inputs is leaning to the soft side, but not in a crazy way. Again, added to this comfort but somehow dynamic driving here. So I'm liking the whole way that Nissan has calibrated this engine so far. Visibility is great in this car. Has a little window there close to the C-pillar. There is a little bit of a blind spot there, but nothing crazy, and you have blind spot warning here in the car. And this also has, as I told you, a massive 360 camera, so all that will help you on parking situations mostly. The acceleration is good too. I like how the car responds to the input. It downshift, no issues. It does mimic regular shifting, so again, I don't think anybody that is not into cars will notice that this is a CVT, which is pretty good. And for daily driving, I think Nissan is hitting a very good balance here between, you know, soft or no, not soft, comfortable but yet, you know, a responsive SUV. I'm liking it a lot. The other thing that I noticed as soon as I got in the car is how quiet this cabin is. It is very, very quiet. It's borderline luxury quiet, which I also really like. I don't even have music or anything on for the video, of course, and I can barely see anything from the outside. So it's very good. I'm very, very surprised that they went that far on the noise insulation there. Very good. Brakes feels responsive and adequate to this car. So as a whole, it's very well put together. I know they sell a lot of these cars, and I've seen this car, you know, in the redesign. This is day and night difference between this one and the previous model. So Nissan did a very good job here in the interior, especially, but also on elevating this car to a very good level on this class. It doesn't feel cheap, it doesn't feel budget friendly, it doesn't feel lagging on anything, it doesn't feel that it's missing any marks. It's just the opposite. It feels that it is aiming for number one here, and it has many elements to be. Yes, there are other offerings that maybe bigger cargo capacity or something else, but except for the driving dynamics that are here are leaning towards comfort more than sporty or dynamic driving, which is my preference, but I'm not part of the majority. The majority of the people wants a comfortable, nice to drive enough, and nice cabin, and all the elements that anybody could ever ask for in an SUV is here. And I would say that this could be perfectly fine at the top. It's nice. Good job, Nissan. Remember, this is only my own opinion, but considering how well the Nissan Rogue does many of the things that it's supposed to do, it may be right there at the top of the class.